Hello, guys. It's me and Gino, my boy. Come right here, Gino. Gino, say good morning. Over here, Gino. It's me and my mama. Okay. Remember I told you guys that we're going to start back sewing some things. So, we're going to clone this. I need you to move. Move over here, babe. Move over here. Right here. Sit right here. Sit. Have a seat. Sit. Sit right there. So, this is a little crop top. Okay. And these are the little biker shorts, okay? And as you can see, these does not have a seam going down the leg with elastic going around. So, what's that noise? You hear that? I hear the birds. I hear knocking. I don't think we getting packages, but okay. So you want to kind of do it like that so you can get that shape, okay? And then for this top, okay, for this top, be quiet, Gino. We're going to do the top like this to get that shape, okay? Move back. So this is some inspired fabric. I got this a while ago off look at this. I don't even remember where I got it from, but y'all see the little print, what it say? Okay, so when you're doing this, make sure it's not upside down. So you want your stuff to go, because I have sewn it before without paying attention to the print of the fabric, and I sewed it upside down. So when you're doing this, make sure you have this part going up and down. Let me see if this is my package. Okay, it's not my package, just some people talking. Got a Fashion Nova package coming today. So you see this? We want the fabric to be going up and down, not upside down. So when you read it, it's not upside down. So we're going to take it, and what we want to do, we want to look for the spandex in the fabric. So you see this fabric stretch right to left and side to side. This would be considered a four-way stretch fabric, okay? So we're going to take it, we're going to lay it here. Okay, when we're cloning clothes, okay? So we're gonna put this on the fold. I'm gonna put this on the fold, and remember, we're going to need 2 of these. We got 2 legs, right? So I put it on the fold. Trying to make sure I got it correctly. Okay. Now with the scissors. Gina, I need you to be quiet, babe. Okay. So the way I'm cutting this, I am quite using unnecessary fabric. So a lot of times you don't want to. So let's see. Let's try to make this make sense. Then we're going to put the bottom on there. Is that enough? Nope, not enough. Okay, that ain't gonna work. So let's just get the leg. And then we'll get the other leg, okay? And then if you're going to do a fold over, make sure you cut enough for the fold over. Because if you cut it short, that's how it's going to be. Okay. All right. Bojangles, what are you doing? You in the way, Bojangles. So we got one leg. We're going to duplicate it. We're going to do the same thing. And we'll make this little, like, 2-piece set. Where you going, sir? So my cloning technique from Cloning Clothes, let's give credit where credit is due. Misha TV. Misha, rest in peace. This is how I got inspired to sew clothes. Before I even went to school and got the diploma in dressmaking and pattern design. That's why to this day I do not, right to this day, I do not buy patterns. I'll clone clothes and I make my own. So thank you, Misha. She's a beautiful, beautiful person. So if you guys have never checked out her channel, I don't know if her kids or her husband is running her channel, but Misha TV on YouTube. And that's how I learned how to make clothes with no pattern. So we're gonna cut the other leg. And she'll show y'all these easy steps, and then she'll take it to the sewing machine and she'll sew it and come back and try it on. That's kind of how I got inspired to do my channel like that. But I think she was doing her videos in real time. Sometime I might cut this today and we'll mess with it tomorrow, kind of like that. Even it up, make sure they're even. So you should have two. And to make this, you will need some elastic. Okay, you will need some elastic. If you don't have any elastic, make sure you get some. And then when you sew the legs, you stick them inside of each other and sew right sides together when we get to that part. But now I'm just trying to look to make sure I got enough to make the top. Okay. So we have two legs. Move that. Now we're going to work on this. So, let's see. That's why you always want to make sure your fabric is in the right direction. Because you want the L's and the V to go up and down, not upside down. So, let's see. We're going to do it this way, so I have enough. So we're going to lay this out here. I'm going to open it up. Okay. Gonna cut. And the fact that this spandex, I'm fine. But when you don't got good spandex, you got to leave a 1/2 inch seam allowance. This got a lot of good spandex in it, so I'm not necessarily worrying about it not being able to expand. But always put a 1/2 inch seam allowance, meaning when you're cutting this, don't cut it right at the seam, because when you sew it together, it'll be that much tighter. So always, always. Do the other side. So I gotta have the rollover for the elastic. You gotta put some elastic in it. So don't cut it right there, because it'll be short. And you're gonna need it to hold up. Okay? And then for me to know, I'm gonna do the top from the bottom. So I know what's the top part of this top. What's the bottom part of this top. So I don't have my markings, but I just put a pin. So to let me know, this is the top of the tube top. This is the bottom of the tube top. And I'm gonna show you, I cut it a little bit longer. Because we're gonna put elastic in it. You don't want your boobies falling out, okay? So we take this up. And for me to know, what is the top part of this tube top? What is the bottom part? This is my top part, okay? So we're gonna take a pin and put it right here. So I know now this is the top part of my tube top. So we're gonna take it to the sewing machine, sew down this side, sew down that side, okay? The legs, this two, sew down this side, sew down that side, and then we put them right side facing. So we're just cloning this little, like biker shorts, cloning your favorite biker shorts with tube top, okay? So that's what I'm about to do. We're gonna sew it on the sewing machine. And I don't know if I'll bring this back today and show y'all, but I'll come back another day. And oh, with the elastic, we're gonna fold this over. I'll probably do the video doing that part too. But first is cloning the your favorite little short set. All right, and this is spandex fabric. So if you want to make something, you go to Joann's or whatever your fabric store is, or you can go on spandexhouse.com. They have all spandex stuff, because that's when I learned how to sew spandex. I later in life started sewing stiffer stuff that take darts and stuff, but for a long haul I was doing spandex, so I never was getting like, oh my god, is it gonna fit? So spandexworld.com. You can also go on eBay, put in 2 yards of spandex fabric by yard, or you could just go search in the website. You can go to what is Joann Fabrics and stuff like that, but I personally do that for like zippers and stuff. They fabric is too high. I shop wholesale, not retail, and I go to a big warehouse here in Minnesota and get my fabric. I don't get it from places like that because the cost is like crazy. Sometimes they have 50% off sale. But all right, cloning your favorite short set, and I'm gonna put it together. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Toodles.